Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of What Weighs on Me, where Sierra and myself slowly but surely solve all the world's problems. Hey, what's up?
Hey,
I almost don't recognize you.
I know.
That's so
I
funny.
know, I know. We both look very different from the last time we
Yeah,
spoke.
yeah, for sure. For sure. How's life treating you?
It's good. I finally get to teach like a live yoga class tonight, which I haven't gotten to do in probably about like 6 months. So
Hmm.
I'm really excited for that. And school is starting again in about a month, and just chilling, just trying to make the best of everything.
It feels like you just finished school and now you're starting it up again.
Yeah, well, I mean, outside of school, like I was running those 6-week programs, I was doing my 200-hour training and stuff, so I was pretty busy. So it felt like none of it ever really stopped until June, but it stopped at the beginning of May. So I said, sorry, I need to like readjust my stand.
That's fine.
I'm having like issues here. Hold on.
No worries. No worries. We get to look at your cello there in the case.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nice.
he's creeping in the corner with the case. There we go. That's so much better. I hate it was like at a diagonal.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so I was an hour and a half away from school, so I was driving like round trip 3 hours every day to go to class. So I'm really glad that my new apartment will be 15 minutes
Oh,
from school.
it's a huge difference.
It's so much more sleep. I'm so happy. I mean, we're going to be doing mostly online classes anyway, so it doesn't make a huge difference.
Hmm.
But
So is
whenever
it
I
because of the virus? Is that why?
Yeah, but our dean and the president of the school are like working something out to where we can have orchestra and try to figure out what we can do about our recitals, because being a performance major, literally the whole reason I'm going to school is to perform. And so if I don't have that aspect, it's like, how can I get this degree? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
been interesting to figure out. I'm gonna do some like Facebook Live and Zoom recitals. It's not the same, but
Hmm.
we're gonna figure it out and try to make music. We also have a little pal here today.
Aw. Is
Yeah.
that so that's a dog that you've always had, right?
No, this is my boyfriend's dog. This is
Oh, okay.
Duffy.
Because I thought
And
I
then
thought I was like, I don't think I've seen that dog before.
yeah, no. So he's the smaller one, and then my dog is in the other room. She gets
Uh-huh.
really excited and paws at everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
I have him and her, it doesn't work out. But
She's
I've had
trying to
her.
get on the show. That's why.
Yeah, she knows. Like whenever I pick up my phone, she'll just like paw at it. She's like,
Hmm.
not giving me attention.
My
You
dog does the
know?
same thing. Like if I like pet her and then I stop, she'll give me this look, and then she'll if I stop long enough, she'll start hitting my hand to try to like get back to what you were doing.
Yep, yep. So how's everything on your end? How are you and your wife? You guys took a vacation.
Yeah, we went to now it's been a few weeks, but we went to Savannah, Georgia, and then there's like I think it's called Tybee Island, where
Okay.
there's a beach there, like about 20 minutes away from Savannah. So it was really nice. It felt a little bit like normal, because it's like
Yeah.
we got to be without like on the beach. We didn't wear masks, obviously, and stuff like that. So it felt like it was like we were back to some kind of normalcy. But then we came back home, and then the second wave hit, and then and
Yeah.
then
Isn't that
it's
the
terrible.
hardest?
It's terrible.
Uh,
It's
yeah.
terrible. I told you through messages. It's like my mom got COVID, and it's like she's the most meticulous person. Like she always wears like an N95 and
Mhm.
and another mask on top of it, like the basic one. And then like I mean, she's very cautious, cleans everything, and she got sick. Started like running a low grade fever, and we're like, well, maybe it's just being normally like you'll be sick normally, and probably not a big deal. And then the fever started to climb, and we're like, well, maybe you should go get tested. So I took her to get tested. Came back positive like 2 days later. I was like,
Wow.
great. So, but thankfully, she's not showing like extreme symptoms. Like she doesn't have shortness of breath. She just had a high fever, like headaches, stuff like that. Nothing like what that would make her go, to the emergency room or anything like that. So.
And how's she fare? Is she doing pretty okay now?
Yeah, I mean, she still has it. Like, she still like has congestion and stuff like that, but nothing that would be like, threatening. So, it's one. But somebody at our work got it, and she had all the other symptoms like
yikes.
Shortness of breath, all that stuff. So, it's just that's what it is. It's like you get it, and you don't know how you're gonna react to it. Everybody reacts so different.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
Anyways, yeah. So we're first I think I was thinking too much into it. Like I started to get like a headache, and then I thought I started to get some signs of it, and then I was like, oh man, am I getting COVID? So I think I started reading too much into it, because a few days later, like they were all all the symptoms that I thought I had were all gone. So I guess I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'll live another day, and then for another podcast.
Fight the good fight.
Oh man. So yeah. It's I'm trying to figure out like what else new has happened, but
how's your state? What are they doing now since there's a second wave coming? Have they changed regulations at all or not yet?
So they mandated wearing masks, like as a you're gonna now be fined if you don't don't wear it, which surprisingly there's still people that don't wear them. I guess they're not enforcing it that seriously. And
it's so hard to. There's so many people.
Of course, what are police gonna do? Just stop you like in the middle of a store? And it's tough to do anything about. I will say this: if you don't got a mask on, I'm gonna be staying real far away from you.
Yeah, I mean, at our stores, literally, I've not seen one person without a mask, so that's
good.
Is like really serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't allow you into the store without one. Like legit, like even if you're returning a cart. Like this woman had to have another woman return her cart because she had like taken her mask off after she left the store. She's like, I can't go in and my mask's in the car. So another woman like returned it for her.
Wow.
So. Luckily, I don't know how people are getting away with like walking around in the mall and stuff without a mask. Like literally, like in our stores, like it's so heavily enforced that
that's good.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah, it definitely good.
I barely leave as it is, so I mean, like the other day I did get yelled at because I was walking my dog outside and I didn't have a mask on. But I'm like, yo, come on, I'm more than 6 feet away from you. Come on.
So somebody yelled at you?
Yeah, I was just like, you should really have a mask on. And it's like, I'm walking my dog.
Outside?
Yeah, for his constitutional, like, just let it be. So it's.
That doesn't make any sense. Masks are only like supposed to be worn like inside buildings and stuff. Or like I said, like you mentioned, if you're really close to somebody. But if you're outside, like in a park or somewhere else, and you're not on people, then why do you need to wear a mask? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. People are crazy. And also, it's funny because, like, I'll go to the pool at my apartment complex because, like, that's allowed.
Yeah.
So it's so weird. And so, we're all there without masks on. I'm like, oh, this feels nice. But it's if I want to go do anything else, I have to go put my mask on. And I think it's so funny, too, because everyone's like, oh, crap, I forgot my mask. And they'll, like, run back to the car. It's as if they're, like, some superhero or something.
That's so hilarious. Somebody came out, I started making that like honey wine at the house, and a couple of people came by to pick it up, and one was like an elderly lady. So I walked out there like to give it to her, and then I realized, oh, I don't have my mask on. So I was like, I don't know what to do. My masks are inside my car, and she's already between me and my car. So I just I put my hand in front of my face, and I was like, yeah, that's it.
Just throw it out.
Throw the glass bottle at her. Hope she catches it.
Good luck. Otherwise, you gotta pay for another one.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Like my wife's home state, Florida. That's who's like really getting it bad. Like,
that's my boyfriend's home state as well. They are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to say anything more. It's Florida.
Yeah. That's funny because like I've never heard of that until a few years ago, and then everything bad started happening in Florida. Like literally.
Look at your birthday and look at what happened in the news that day. Something crazy will have happened.
Absolutely.
On anyone's birthday, it's so funny.
I saw this meme. I guess you could call it a meme, but it's like a little short video though, really. So it's not.
Yeah.
But they had a outline of like Bugs Bunny, like um, from one of the cartoons, like cutting something with a saw, and then the next picture was like Florida, like being separated and floating away from the.
Yeah, pretty true. Pretty true.
That's hilarious. Yeah, yeah. I guess that's about it. I mean, I've been pretty much home like almost every day. I mean, I don't really go out, not really do much. Occasionally go to the store, grab some food.
Right.
That's it. I mean, there's not much to do. How about you?
Yeah.
About the same.
I've just gone to my appointments so I look like a human being again after not being able to get my hair done or my lashes or my brows. So I mean, other than that, I don't really do much, but obviously masked up. I ordered like the bougiest mask ever. It's a Gucci mask.
Is that the one that you posted on your stories?
Yep. My girl from Arizona, she hand makes all of these crazy masks, and I was like, okay, if we have to wear masks for the unforeseeable future, my mask is gonna be Gucci. So
that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah. I guess it's like now it's a thing. Like people are making like money off of masks. Like it's like becoming the next,
It's embarrassing, like what I paid for the one mask. So it's a bit ridiculous. But like, yeah, and also they're becoming like trends as far as bikinis go. Like my friend sent me one. It's like 3-piece bikini, and it's like top bottom mask, and it's like what?
I like how it's part of the bikini, like 3-piece is what.
Yeah. Hilarious. Oh my gosh, she was just like, why is this happening? And I was like, oh my gosh, like I was trying to fight the fashion trend of masks for so long, but now I'm like,
that's it. You gave in. We
just I buckled down under the pressure.
I'm not gonna blame you. I didn't get it, but I think I probably will. Like there's this mask that's like looks like a piece of armor from a samurai. It's like red, and it's got like it looks pretty cool. I'll shoot you over a picture, but I'm sure it's nothing that you would want to wear, but but it looked cool. So
I almost ordered a cow mask with a cow print, but whatever. I feel like mask way too much.
Well, it's not as good as Gucci, that's for sure. Yeah. One of the girls that I did a show with a few months ago, she posted she went to, I believe it was Florida, for a competition, and she competes in bikini, and they all were wearing masks on stage. I guess my assumption, it looked like the masks were matching the outfit, so it became like part of that like now. So it's that your 3-piece.
Just one more thing we have to pay for in competition.
Yeah, there you go.
The tans, the makeup, the suit.
Oh, women have it the worst.
The masks. Just get it bedazzled and bejeweled with Swarovski.
That's it. That's what you have to do. It's like, and women have it so bad because it's like it's so expensive. One girl was telling me years ago, like how, and I didn't think about it, but now it makes like so much sense. It's like everything you have to pay for, unless you do it yourself, and then it's kind of like
not your points.
Yeah. So unbelievable. So so today's topic, we're going to talk about gym etiquette. Finally getting to it. So I had a story about that I was just going to go start off with. So there's this guy that I knew, and not super well, but he was kind of weird anyway. So so me and my wife are working out, and I'm like watching him on the leg press machine. So he's got that leg press machine like stacked with 45s. I'm talking about like 4 or 5 on each side, like huge amount of weight, right? So, and he's not a big guy. So he's barely moving the weight, right? And then he gets up. This is so ridiculous. And you have to kind of imagine it. Like, so he's doing the weight. He's done. He gets up and walks away. Just walks away, leaves all that weight on there. And thankfully, another guy who was like a trainer there, he ran after him, and he basically kicked him out of the gym for that. But it was like ridiculous. And people, and that's like an extreme like version of it. Like people will leave weights on their machines all the time, and no matter how many times like they're told to re-rack your weights, like put your weights up. It's like they just don't want to do it. It's no respect, for the gym or for other people.
Well, and also if you're just like too beat and can't carry the weights back to re-rack them, then you need to think about how much weight you're actually able to lift
Right.
too. Like I hate that. Whenever I walk over to like the hack squat machines
Hmm.
or the leg press machines, I hate when there's like huge 45s because I know myself, like I cannot lift that up.
Right.
And like a lot of the time I go to the gym and I don't go there to make friends. I don't. And
Hmm.
so I don't talk to a lot of people, so it's hard to like go up to a random stranger and be like, hey, can you pick this up for me and like put it away? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
a lot of the time I like struggle and I lug it across and I'm like, oh my gosh, I hate it. Or there was one time I dropped a plate on my big toe.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it was awful. It was
oh, that's
and like you're in the
horrible.
yeah, and you're in the gym and you're like you want to say something, but you're like hold it together. So you're like
Yeah.
suffering on the inside.
It's like when you were a kid and like something happened and you wanted to cry, but you were around like other kids or other people and like you were trying to hold it together. But for me, it always came out. I don't know. I could only hold it together for so long.
Yeah, no, I'm just like.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
terrible. The dropping weights is horrible because I mean because you got that gravity, especially like if you drop it from here, coming
yeah,
down on a small like appendage like your toe. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like even if you can lift the weight, not everybody lifts the same as you, and not everybody is the same weight as you, and not everybody is as strong or as weak as you. So it's like you have to like respect. Like I always think about that as it's like for somebody like you, if they come after me, like I think I lift more than you, so I wouldn't want you to have to struggle, like, or another girl to come, small girl come struggle, try to like lift 3, 4, 45s off you know, off whatever machine just so she
yeah,
can put her 25 on there. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
it's like, yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's super annoying. Let's see. Yeah, I just really hate when people don't wipe down, especially when they're sweaty. Like after the fact, I think that's so, especially with
Hmm.
everything going on. I find that so disgusting. I've witnessed that on multiple, even the other night when I was at the gym, like this woman just, she was doing lat pull downs and she doesn't wipe off like the bench after she uses it or anything. And she just takes her stuff and she walks away. Like she wasn't wiping down anything she was using. And I'm like, dude, come on. Like, and she wasn't wearing her mask, right?
Right.
So, before all of this, obviously just like having the common decency to re-rack your weights and to wipe down at the very least at the end, excuse me, just the bench
Mm.
if you don't wipe down the actual apparatus. But for me, like I've always wiped down the apparatus, like anywhere that my hands have like actually touched, it's like, okay, someone else is probably gonna touch this. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna wipe that down. I always wipe down like the weight pin and everything like that. And then I always put the apparatus back because I can't stand when people just leave the ropes and then like they just leave
Hmm.
everything down in one area. And I'm like, okay, I walk over to the area it's supposed to be, I can't find any of it. Then
Hmm.
you have to like sneak in front of someone awkwardly and pick something up while they're doing reps. You're like, are you using this?
Yeah.
No, bye. And you
I've
run away.
I've been on many adventures around the gym to find a rope. Like I'm like trying to find a rope, and it's like it's taking me 5 or 10 minutes just to like look around every corner, like seeing where's this rope. Like eventually I'll find one. It's crazy. People don't put things back where they got them. That's like I thought that would be like the most simplest thing that you could possibly do. And it's like people just don't care. They walk away. And as far as what you were mentioning, I actually thought about it when you mentioned it, not wearing the mask right. Like that's so the mask has a purpose. It's
Yeah.
it's being worn for a purpose, and it seems like some people are just wearing it just so they could say, "Oh, I'm wearing the mask." It's like, no, you're not. You're not wearing the mask. Like if your nose is open
Yeah.
or your mouth is open, it's like you might as well not be wearing anything. So
Thank you. Yeah, I get so annoyed with that at my gym. They're like, oh yeah, you know, the first week they opened up, members didn't have to wear the mask. And the second week when our governor mandated it, then they're like, okay, everyone in masks. And then I go in the gym and people are on the treadmill or the Stairmaster, they have their mask under their nose. And it's like, okay, I understand, like cardio is messed up in a mask, like we all understand that, but if you're not going to do it properly, then like what's the point of you even wearing that thing in here?
Right.
And then people are also getting into fights at like my gym with each other about like some people, once they're out of sight of the front desk, will take off their mask.
Right.
And so like members are getting in fights with each other. So just right now it's just kind of crazy.
Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, and then I was just gonna say, you know, as far as gym etiquette goes, for right now, wear your mask over your nose or don't go.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, like we all want gains, but if it's too hard for you to breathe in the mask, then it's too hard, and obviously it's not safe. No one wants to do it, but if you're going to make the not safe choice of going to the gym and wearing a mask, you're gonna have to use it properly if you really want to be considered to be taking these precautions seriously.
Right.
So there's that. But then one of my friends, and you know her, Amy. She had a hard time at the gym recently, like earlier today. Some guy was like, you know, the gyms are pretty empty right now because no one's really out doing much anymore. So the gym is super empty. She's doing her Bulgarian split squats, and there's a guy, he decides to come up and stretch 2 feet away from her.
Oh, nice.
And then halfway through her set goes up to her and is like, I need you to stretch me out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she was telling us about it. And then she was like, no, I don't know you. I don't feel comfortable doing that. He called her the B word. And it's like, bro, you're going to like make a woman uncomfortable, demand that she helps you stretch when no one should be touching strangers at all, but especially right now. And then she politely declines you and you're going to go and react that way. So it's like, don't be a creep at the gym.
Oh,
don't be a creep. I hate the gym creeps. Like, they'll just sit there and they'll stare, like, you know, whatever anyone's wearing, because I've seen some wacky outfits on both men and women at the gym. It's not just women, but it's like, I don't know when people started thinking staring was okay, but when I was younger, my parents were always like, don't stare.
Right.
Like, don't stare. And I hate that, like, whether a girl's attractive or whether someone's wearing something funky, like, I hate it when people stare. So if you're seeing something funky at the gym, mind your business. Gym etiquette, just mind your business. It's not your business.
Yeah, it's that the audacity of somebody, and usually it's guys. I mean, like, you know, I guess it could happen to a guy, but like most of the time it's men doing this. And then it's like, just to come up to a girl and say that, and then when she says, no, I'm not, like, you know, I'm not gonna do that, then you like verbally assault her, you know, like that's so crazy. That's such that's such a crazy notion that like that anybody would actually like do that. So was this like someone that she's seen regularly there, or was this like somebody new?
She said it was a complete stranger. She'd never talked to him before, never seen him before. She was just in the gym at a different time of her day because she was like doing a workout on her lunch break.
Right. Well, so one of the things that I love about my gym is that I like when right now, you know, everything is kind of suspended, so to speak. But back when things were okay, like I could feel comfortable my wife working out there because I've worked out there for so long. Everybody already knows that, like, you know, that I'm with her, like, you know, don't bother her. So, but every once in a while, it'll be like new people come in that don't know that, right? And it's like, it's always like something like that, something crazy. Thankfully, she's never been called out of her name or anything like that. But like guys would come up and be like, oh, hey, can you like, let me help you out, like, or like try to teach her how to lift weights or like whatever, like. And I'm like, first of all, she's been lifting weights for a while. I bet she knows how to lift better than you. Like, let's not go down that direction.
Yeah, the other thing to keep in mind too is like you never know what people are targeting that day. Like even though it looks like they're targeting their back, you never know what other added muscle groups that they're trying to add in, and the way that there's like thousands of different variations that you can put together when you're doing any kinds of exercises. So like I don't understand why people feel the need to do that. Like my experience, I posted about this, I think, a week or two ago. I was lifting at Gold's Gym and I was doing a really deep squat.
Mm-hmm.
And like this man came up to me and I had my squat belt on, you know, I was doing barbell and I had my weights on. He's like, sweetheart, you need to go up to the front and have one of those gentlemen teach you how to squat. And I'm like,
Wow.
excuse me, my father is right over there, retired military, taught me a lot about lifting and all I know. And I know that I'm allowed to get into a deep squat because I'm working out differently than you. And I just told him, I was like, look, I know a lot about form. I'm a yoga teacher. Like, I know what I'm doing. You know, it's fine.
Wow.
And he's like, okay, it's just like, it looked like you're going to throw your back out. And I'm like, I wasn't even like in the stance that I was in, like, you know, my body was at like a diagonal plane because I was going so low. But like, you know, my core is engaged. I have my squat belt on. I'm like, you know,
Right.
I'm gonna do just fine. And even so, like, unfortunately, injuries is how some people learn. But it's just, I just really don't like whenever people try to come up and be like, oh, you're not doing that. You don't know what you're doing. And it's like, would you say that if I were like a
Mm-hmm.
male?
Yeah, they
You know,
probably wouldn't. They probably wouldn't. Would was it an older man or a younger guy?
I was an older man.
Older man. Okay. So like I don't know, maybe in this case that doesn't apply, but sometimes I find that like that they use like that as a means to try to talk to you, you know? Like so and it's like I don't know. To me, like if I would not be approaching a woman like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Insulting how she lifts is not probably not the best way to like
To
engage with
initiate a
her.
conversation. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then the one other creepy instance, same gym, because you know, I
Mhm.
lived in Texas for like a year and it was right up the street. So I
Mhm.
was going there like I was doing 2-a-days when I lived there. I literally had nothing else to do. So I was applying for jobs like crazy, but I didn't know anyone in Dallas.
Right.
So anyone who knows when you move to a new place, you don't know anyone, have zero connections, it's almost impossible to get a job right away. So to keep myself from not going crazy, I was lifting, you know, twice a day.
Right.
And there was a guy that came up to me. He's like, "Oh, hey, like, are you a personal trainer? Like, will you train me?" And I was like, "Well, first of all, I don't
Uh,
even know you. I don't even know your name. Like, I was like, I'm not a personal trainer, so definitely not. I don't want to have any legal issues." He's like, "No, it's fine." He's like, then you can just give me a discounted rate." And I'm like, okay, like we can talk about it. So I just gave him my Instagram. I was like, talk
mm,
to me on here. Like, I'm not giving my phone number out to anyone.
right.
And then he like DM'd me and he was like, hey, you know, we talked about lifting. So he went straight for the lifting part. So I was like, okay, maybe this can work out.
Hmm.
But then like I started getting job interviews and I didn't message back. And then he was just responding to my stories and being a creep. And I was like, okay,
Hmm.
like definitely not. And I had to eventually block him. And it's like, also just don't seek out women at the, like 90% of the time, like women are there to just work on themselves and
Right.
get away. You know, like most people, now I shouldn't say women, but anyone who goes to the gym
Right.
uses the gym as therapy or as a means of bettering themselves and like focusing just on themselves and not on the chaos that's happening. So like, don't bother people. Like if you need
Right.
help, that's one thing, but I just really hate that people see the gym as like a pickup spot. It's like,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you interrupt me mid rep, I will assault you. I will punch you. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, it's that's what it is. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. It's like they view the gym as like a way to find like yeah, like a pickup spot because it's well, I mean, given like so most of the time, let's hope that the people that are going to the gym are, you know, people that are work on their body. So you have like a lot of people that are, you know, most of the time look decent, whatever, or like you said, they might be dressed in like kind of gym clothes, which can be, you know, tight or whatever. So it's like, but that's not an excuse like to act, you know, like inappropriately.
Crazy.
You know,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
other places where you can like pick up people. Like the gym should not be one of them where people come to train. And I think the difference is how you view, you know, how you view working out and how you view the gym. It's
Yeah.
it's like if you view it as a place where you go to like to train and to work and to put in the work that you need, then you don't have time for that. Like, you know,
Right.
you're training and you're getting out of there. You don't have time to be talking to people, you know. I'm like a caveman when I go to the gym. Most of my conversations are grunts and like nods to people. Like that's it. I don't like. I rarely have real conversations with anybody at the gym.
Yeah, I don't either. I know, like, and that's also part of being new here. But even if I wasn't, like, I try to go at times where it's completely dead, so I can feel comfortable. Like, if I want to take over two machines, that I can.
Right.
And it's so funny because I know one of the employees that works at my gym, and there was one time he had to like legit get in my face and like wave because I just was blinders on.
So
Like,
tunnel
no,
vision.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah. That's a very irritating thing. Like one guy was, he saw me, like me and my wife were working out, and then we parted ways. And he was there the entire time, didn't say a word, right? As soon as I left, then he approached like my wife and was like trying to talk to her. It wasn't like he didn't like ask for a number or anything like that, but he was like, oh well, I like your shirt. I'm like, okay.
I bought her that shirt.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like that shirt too. Yeah. So it's funny.
Yeah.
I had a pretty. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You.
No, I'm trying to think, like, just, what else? What other craziness occurs at the gym?
I don't know. Like, it feels like a lot happens, but when we're talking about it, like my mind is going blank. I mean, definitely people that use machines like or lift. How can I put this? I don't want to say incorrectly because we just said that like sometimes people lift in certain ways to target like, certain body parts, but there are definitely some things that people are doing in the gym that like are crazy. I mean, like I've seen it
stuff too. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I want to say something, but I want you to feel proud that you're here. So I don't want to discourage you. So I'm just like, oh.
Have you ever said anything to anybody? Like I have never said anything.
Oh, my dog just knocked my cello over. Hold on.
All right, go ahead.
Duffy, why'd you do that?
What'd she knock over?
He knocked over my cello. Yeah,
your cello.
And it's out, so he likes to just sniff everything. And he's really blind because he's 17.
Oh,
so
17.
Yeah, he's an old dude. He was sniffing, and then his head like went underneath the end pin, and he tried to yank it back in the cello tower.
How many cellos do you have?
I only have one. The thing that you saw was my case.
Oh, it's just the case. Gotcha.
Yeah, my physical cello is like over here next to me because it motivates me when it's out to like practice
to play it.
But yeah. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, about encouraging people. What were we talking about?
I was asking if you have ever said anything to anybody when you saw them do something wrong.
I did. There's those Instagram videos for girls who are working on their glutes when they use the abductor machine. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of girls, for whatever reason, will hold on to the poles and then like sit up and then abduct out.
Yeah, I've seen that.
There's not a lot of scientific proof that does anything extra. I mean, technically, you'd be holding a squat and doing essentially the hip hinge motion, opening and closing. But there's not really a lot of science to prove that really does anything. Mm-hmm. But also, whenever people do post that, and it's like, okay, yeah, your butt looks great from that angle when you post that, they don't realize that, like, they don't explain what position your body needs to be in. And so I just saw this woman, and it's going to look really inappropriate, but she was, like, sitting up in the air, but she would go up, and then she'd go down. So it, like, just looked like she wasn't doing it correctly. Yeah, like she wasn't holding a squat. So it wasn't like she wasn't abducting correctly. She wasn't getting any benefit. So I did go up to her and I said, hey, like I know what you're trying to do. So actually, if you just like stay in one spot and even when you abduct out and in, you'll have a lot more chance of success because if you do that, you just may wind up not seeing the results that you would like to see. Mm-hmm. But I felt comfortable because she was like an older woman. Mm-hmm. And when I went up to her, I was like, hi, like I see you working out and I just was curious if I could perhaps help you. Mm-hmm. I'm never going to give unsolicited advice. That's, I'm not going to give unsolicited advice. That's just the end of the day fact. I'm always going to ask like, hey, can I perhaps like give you a tip? And if they don't want it, then I'm like, okay, you know, like have a nice day. But that was like I think that's probably the only time I've ever done that in a gym setting. In yoga, I do it a lot, but that's because, you know, I've done a lot of trainings in yoga.
Right. So when you do it in yoga, or do you do it as a trainer?
Yeah, I'll do it as a teacher and I'll
Okay. Well,
explain
see,
exactly.
that's a little different, you know, because you have the
Yeah.
authority. But yeah, I've never done that. I just always feel like I'm gonna get a not the response that like I would want if I did that. So
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
maybe I'm wrong. You know, it's probably going to be about 50-50. I'm sure somebody will appreciate it and somebody won't. But I'm like you said, kind of so tunnel visioned when I train. I don't like really. If I see it, I just kind of go about my business and just do what I need to do. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Gym is a jungle. It's a crazy place sometimes. I do miss some of like the dumb stuff, you know, like it's annoying to deal with people who like pick up people at the gym or like take too long on a machine because they're texting and whatever, but there's a part of me at the end of the day too that's like, dang, I really miss being around just people,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Well,
So it's
I think that goes back to not even just the gym thing, but it goes back to human beings being just like social, like entities where we want to be around other people, and even people that say that, oh, well, I do better by myself or alone, that they only really like uh they only really say that because they have opportunities to be with other people, so they can choose like to be alone or to like be with other people, and they're like, well, so you have that like option, but once you're kind of secluded and you don't have an option, it's like it starts weighing on you. So even people that say, oh, well, I'm okay with being alone, it's eventually it starts to like press on you, so
yeah, I used to be one of those people for sure.
yeah.
And that's a conversation for a different time. But yeah, now I'm like, oh my gosh, now that I have no
Yeah.
people, I miss people.
Yeah,
I,
it's like that, and I'm sure somebody like does better than others. Like some people can last longer without feeling that pressure. Yeah, others who are social butterflies, they probably feel that pressure immediately. So
yeah,
um, but yeah, I mean, I guess you're probably right about that as far as just missing that interaction and with people in general. What do you think
yeah.
about like hold before we went on this tangent? I was going to ask you, what do you think about people that take up like several machines at once? Like, does that bother you, or do you like you don't really care? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like they superset 3 machines, whatever.
That one's hard. I know I've been guilty of doing, supersetting two
I saw
machines.
by your face that you look like a person that would do that.
Yeah, it's just the way that like my program is set up, and
Hmm.
obviously too, like my trainer is in New Mexico, so she doesn't know the way my gym is set up. So I'll tell her, I'll be like, hey, I really like these supersets, but like they're halfway across the gym, or I just don't really feel
Hmm.
comfortable to take up 2 machines at this time. Like, what can we do? So
Yeah.
I try to work on that as much as possible. I don't really care just because I do understand that people have a goal in mind.
Hmm.
But as long as it's not like if you're doing a superset, then there's no way that you can be on both at the same time. So if someone wants to hop on the machine that you're not using while you're using the other machine, you guys should just switch out that way. That's the
Yeah.
only etiquette thing that I have to say about that.
So that's what I was gonna talk about. So if you're doing a superset and someone jumps on your machine not knowing that you're on it, like what do you do? Just wait on them? Just wait on them to get done?
Yeah, I'll wait on them to finish. I'll be like, hey, I was like finishing up my sets here. Like, do you mind if I just hop in and switch out with you? And
Mhm.
like 90% of the time people are okay.
Yeah.
You do whatever you do that. You just have to like not be a jerk about it.
Yeah. 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 I can't think of anything else as far as etiquette's concerned, unless you can.
Um, I guess I don't know. I mean, this is probably just from like the female in me, but I just really hate when people like purposely like throw stuff and cause a huge scene.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like run and like I get it. It's exciting and I should probably work on that myself because just for me it just makes me uncomfortable and it
Hmm.
gets me distracted. But it's
Hmm.
just like it's a huge scene and it it screams a lot of things that I'm not gonna discuss, but you know, you also want to, if you're doing it because you're excited, that's one thing. You know what I mean? Like every once in a while, but like there are people at my gym that just do it like literally every single day, and maybe they're excited every single day, but it's just a lot, and it just seems really attention grabbing, but maybe not for the right reasons, because a lot of times it's not like the big guys that you would think should be doing those things, you know? It's a lot of the smaller guys that are like throwing it and yelling, and it's just like, well, is that what you wanted? Like, you know? So just things to think about. It's like, what, you know, for what purpose is that serving for you and for the people around you? Because as we've learned during this pandemic, it's not just about you, you know?
Well, yeah, I definitely think that there's like a balance with that. So there's like, I believe like it's okay to, you know, like to grunt a little, or you know, I don't see a reason why you throw weights down at any point though. Like that's not like, none of the throwing the weights doesn't make sense to me, because like but the grunting, I mean, like a little bit, you know, like to push, to be like, you know, like, but like crazy amounts, like like you're in a movie, you know, like that's ridiculous. I'm like, sir,
it was a lot. It was a lot. I was so annoyed too, because it was just like, you know, I have my headphones in. I like my music loud, so the fact that I could hear it over my loud music, I was just like, whoa. And also, when you hear weights being thrown, like for me, I automatically assume that someone's been hurt if something's dropping that hard and that quickly. So it's just like, ugh, like you don't need to do that. But you know, like I said, to each their own. You know, the gym is a place to work out stress, and I get that. You know, I do the grunting too, or like if I have a heavy set that I just finish, I'm like, whoo! You know, like let out a little bit of sound.
That's
you know,
what you do?
like, yeah. I'll be like, or you know, I'll say some expletives alongside. So, but you know, I just think I'm not too crazy about that.
The other thing is it's a safety risk too, because I don't know, like I've been in a walking by when somebody dropped the weights and like it bounced over to me. Now, thankfully, like it didn't have enough momentum. But if a gym is full, and now it's not really the case, but before when the gyms were full and you're doing that kind of stuff and you're coming up off the bench throwing dumbbells, I mean, it's only a matter of time before somebody's toes get crushed, you know? So yeah, there's that.
That makes sense. Honestly, I didn't even think of that, but that's a really great point. I do have one question, because I don't see a lot of women doing this. It's when men lift heavy dumbbells. They do the thing with their knees where they like use their knees and then and they go why? Why is that?
Why you kick them up? Because it's hard to get them up. So I was actually trying to teach my wife how to do it but she lifts weights.
Yeah, I see a lot of it in females. That's why I was curious.
Yeah, she lifts weights in a manner where like she can pick them up with her arms, but a lot of times when I lift like certain like shoulder presses and other things, like I can't lift them with my arm. They're too heavy. Like from this position to try to lift the dumbbell into this position is way too difficult. So I'll kick them up to get that momentum going, and then it makes it a lot easier. Like, you know, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to. I just don't have enough bicep strength to be able to get them up to this level, you know, to do my shoulders. So, but yeah, there you go. There you go. I've answered your question, hopefully.
No, totally. It's just fun, like, you know, I see it. Obviously, you know, I think it's funny. Like, to me, I think it's really funny. Because I'm like, oh man, they're just getting pumped.
Yeah. No, most of the time it's not having to do with getting pumped. At least, I wouldn't think so. It's that they're probably not going to be able to get those heavy dumbbells up to where they need them without like having that momentum, you know. So
learning new things all the time.
That's
one thing about like when you go to the gym too. Just because like you've been going for years and studying fitness, like there's always gonna be new things that you're gonna learn too. So that's the fun part too about going to the gym. Just to end that on a like the more you know.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I've been training, you know, and it's been, you know, I'm 35 years old now. I've been training really, like you can say, since 13 or 14. And it's there's never like a time where I don't like to learn new things or new ways of training something. There's always like there's always new stuff being created. People are thinking of, like, you know, there's always like new ways to switch things up. I mean, that's part of why I love training, and I don't really get bored with it, you know. So
Yeah, no, it's a really good way to spend your time and to work some stuff out. I used to never want to lift weights. I used to be just straight cardio when I was in high school, but
mhm.
I love the gym for weightlifting now, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well,
You can.
I'm on a podcast, honey. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. We were actually going to finish up. I'll edit that out anyway.
Thank you.
Oh, so what, you got big plans?
I'm teaching yoga, the
Yeah, you
live yoga
mentioned that.
class tonight, so that's about it. Just playing cello and waiting to hear back about my apartment. So, just hoping
Oh,
I'll
so
be back.
you're not you didn't get the apartment just yet?
Not yet. We have to finish out the application to get
Mhm.
approved.
I got you. So
So,
so that'll be cool. That's exciting news.
yeah. What
I was-
about you?
I don't have anything going on, but I was gonna. So that's a quick answer. But I did have something cool happen. So I did a podcast a while back with a woman who trains with in the same gym as Ronnie Coleman. Are you aware of Ronnie Coleman?
Mhm.
Okay. So, and she was able to get me a poster like signed by him. So I just got it in yesterday. So I was super excited. Yeah. Cause he was like, he was in his prime when I started like kind of getting into
Mhm.
training and stuff like that. So he was a big like influence on how I lift and everything like that. So that was a really big deal for me, but outside of that,
Very
nothing else. Super.
That's still awesome. Though. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So, anyways, all right, Sierra. Well, thanks for coming on again, taking the
Yeah.
time out of your day, out of your busy cello playing day.
Nah.
You need to combine something. You need to combine cello and yoga, like create something new, like playing.
I'm
cello.
trying. I've got a lot of plans, but they got derailed because of everything that's going on. So hopefully, when we're able to fly safely without having to come back and quarantine ourselves,
Yeah.
some good things will start happening.
All
So
right, cool. We'll keep an eye on it. All right.
okay,
Thanks
sounds
again.
good.
You take care.
Next
Bye bye.
time. Bye.